Okay. So if you attended the previous workshop was basically active learning. If you missed, it's okay. You can go into the video or on YouTube and watch it. Um, this is, let me share my screen. These are the slides that I was using on active learning. Here it is, and I can share that. I can put the link in the. Let me copy this link. Anyone with the link would be better. Let me put that link in the chat so that you can also access that, because I'm going to use that slide deck as an example for active learning and using poll everywhere. So let me go back here. Okay, and so I see people are joining. So you can see the slides. Feel free to click on it. And then what you can do is you can go to File, make a copy, and click Entire Presentation, and then give it a name so that now it belongs to you. So you have a copy of the slide deck, and you can just make it your own, and for reference, if you want to come back to it and review it. But today I'm going to use the slide deck as an example of how to use Poll Everywhere for your slides. Renee, I know that you use slides for your course. This will be a great way to create opportunities of engagement with your students using this tool, Poll Everywhere. You can use Poll Everywhere on Google Slides or on PowerPoint.
Okay.
Today I will be using it on Google Slides. Yes, Renee?
Oh, I said yes. Thank you.
Yeah. So for today's demonstration, I'm just going to use Google Slides, but to let you know that it can also be used in PowerPoint if that's what you like to use. Um, so let me first show you the website. Um, Uh, I actually, since I use Google Slides, what I've done is on my Chrome, on the Chrome browser, if you go to the Chrome Web Store, and let me copy the link so I can send it to you all. You can actually just Google Chrome Web Store so that you can actually download the Poll Everywhere extension. And once you download the Poll Everywhere extension to your Chrome browser, then you'll have it at the top. You'll see it here. Let me go back to, so you see on the top here it says Poll Everywhere. See, this is Google Slides.
None of this stuff is on Blackboard. I don't follow.
What do you mean?
There's
Is
not a
Poll Everywhere?
polling feature. There's not a poll anywhere. You have to download it to be able to use it.
Yeah, none of this. Yeah, so Blackboard doesn't have any of these features, right?
Oh, I
So
see.
yeah, so this is why I'm going to direct you all to Poll Everywhere, or you can go to the Google Chrome store, and once you're in the Google Chrome store, you can type in there Poll Everywhere.
What happens if you use PowerPoint? I don't use Google Slides. I use PowerPoint.
Yeah, so like I said, you can use Poll Everywhere for your PowerPoint slide.
Okay. Okay.
So it will work on both, on either Google Slides or on PowerPoint. I don't think it works on Keynote. So I don't know for those Keynote users if Poll Everywhere will work for Keynote. I will have to check that for you, or you can check if you go to their website. But from here, then you will click Poll Everywhere, and then you would, since I already have it on my computer, it doesn't say add to your computer, add to Chrome. So for me, it only says remove from Chrome since I already have it. But for you, it will say add to Chrome, and then you click on this button here, and then it will add Poll Everywhere to your Google Slides or PowerPoint. Any questions on how to get Poll Everywhere on your computer? No, no question. Oh, I think I hear a question. Oh, okay. So Christina, you're downloading it. Perfect. Um, that's great. Now the next thing, Christina, since you're already downloading it, what you can also do is if you go to, I'm going to open a new tab. If you go and type Google search poll everywhere, and then so basically the website is www.polleverywhere.com. And if you click on there and you go to that website, I'm already logged in, but I recommend that you create an account because for you to be able to see your students' responses, you need to have a free account to have access to the feedback, right? You want to have access to the feedback as well as um, all the question types that you've created for your polls, right? I hear a question. Let me see. Okay, so Christina, you say okay, that's great. So then the next step is then to go to polleverywhere.com, create an account. Very simple by clicking on register. You can use your FIT email address or your personal email address. Then they're going to send you an email to your inbox. Make sure you click on the link and then you are in. Okay. So now I'm going to show you all how Poll Everywhere will look on your slides. And so here's an example. This is my slide deck that I used last week on active learning. What I did is I went in and I added some interactive polls on my slides. And so I'm going to show you how that looks like from the student's perspective, right? This could be in the classroom as you're teaching. So I'm going to go ahead and click present mode. And now I'm presenting my slides. Again, these are Google Slides. The same could be done in PowerPoint. So you see here, this is my first slide, my second, what is active learning? And then what I did was I inserted a interactive slide from Poll Everywhere. And so at the top of my slide, students can participate two different ways. They can either go to this website over here, which is pollev.com/Jose Diaz 110. Or, which most students nowadays love to do, is use their smartphone. And so what they do, in the classroom, they can open up their phone, they can text Jose Diaz 110 to this number, and they're automatically in the room and able to participate on this question. So right now, I have this question active, right? So if any of you right now who are participating in the workshop, if you want to jump in and either go to the website, which is pollev.com/Jose Diaz 110, or participate by phone by typing Jose Diaz 110 and texting that to 37607, that will allow you to then answer. There we go. Someone posted testing. So you see how this is real time. So I can see somebody already posted an answer here, testing. And so you can keep this open until you have enough responses from your students to then move on. And just like how we spoke last week about um, pause, we talked about pause, we talked about allowing the opportunity for students to participate, right? We talked about retrieval practice. We talked about not moving from one topic over to the new topic until everybody was okay and you covered all the muddiest points. This is how you can do that, right? You can stop, pause your lecturing, ask a question, gauge your audience, and see if your students are stuck on something before moving on to the next slide. Okay. Was
I
the,
actually put in, I actually did it. And it says, we noticed your first time participating. Your phone number is completely private. Text help. You joined it. When you're ready, reply leave. Well, I don't get it. So where's the poll?
yeah. So Renee, so if you can do it two ways. I mean, try opening a new tab on your window, and I'll copy the link so that you
Well, you
guys
said
can.
I could text it. It didn't work. That's what I'm saying. I just texted it.
Oh, you were doing through text?
Yeah, I
Well,
just
through.
did it, and it gave me a response. That's the first time. I just read it to you. We noticed the first time participating. For information, your phone number is completely private. Text help for more information. You've joined Jose Diaz's session. When you're done, reply leave. Done what? Where's the
Yeah. It sounds like your phone number might be private. So that
No,
so.
you just have to respond after those
Oh, you have the
messages.
response.
I just
Oh.
tested it.
Oh, I did
Oh, okay.
testing. Oh, you have to actually type something in. Oh.
Oh, okay, okay. I'm sorry. I wasn't sure. That was Christina that said that?
Yeah, I was just testing
Okay.
it from my phone too.
Oh, and I,
Thanks, thanks, Christina.
where's the question?
This question is, what is active learning? This would be project if you were in the classroom, in the physical
Oh,
class.
I get it. Okay, I'm sorry.
So you right, right. No, no worries. These are great questions, Renee. These are great questions because this is what you're gonna if you're in the classroom, in the physical classroom, this is what you will be projecting on the monitor, on the projector, on the screen.
I see.
So picture this. If you're in the classroom, this is what your students are looking at on the screen.
Oh,
And then on their phones or on their laptop, they are then answering or responding to whatever that question is.
oh, okay, okay. I understand now.
You got it?
Yeah.
Now, the great thing about this, Renee, is that you can keep it anonymous, right? So those students who are either shy, students who've never raised their hands before, what you're doing here is you're allowing opportunity for everyone in the class to participate. You're not just going to get those same four students, right, that always raise their hands. You know what I'm talking about, Renee?
Yes. Yes, I do. What do you mean? So now they're all going to show up on the screen like that? Is that what you're saying? So like, if this was the question, none of us answered the question, which is why I got confused because it said testing and hello. I didn't realize what is active learning was the question, right? So that's the question. So if you're in class and you go, what is FIT? Answer this question. These will show up right here on the screen, and then we could sort of say, oh, right, look, and look what everyone said.
Exactly.
Oh, I get it. I get it. God, I hope I'm not slow over here. I'm sorry.
No, no,
The
no,
rest of
no.
the participants, I'm sorry if I'm slow.
Well, Renee, this is why I love everyone to jump in and talk because I don't want to be the only one, right? So if you have questions, this will be the time to jump in, and then we learn from each other. That's the beauty of this, right? We all talk and we all learn uh, from each other's questions. I think I heard a question in the chat. Let me just bounce back into the chat room because
No, I was just commenting. I agree with you because I have a student that's very shy and she freezes when I ask her questions. So I had to have a one-on-one conversation with her. But this is a great opportunity for students that are very shy.
You know what? Oh, sorry.
So go ahead.
It was my question. I just wanted to know what the URL was again. And am I missing something? I don't see it anywhere.
Oh yes, I'm sorry. Let me do that, and that would be right. Let me copy that URL and I'll paste it into the.
So I don't even understand really either. I'm just bouncing off that. Whoever just said that, like, what are you doing? You're downloading this into your computer, but now your computer is not at work. You're over here. Everybody's sitting. Now we go into school. We have to download it onto the computer we use in every single room.
Oh, so no, that's a great question, Renee. So let me explain.
Well,
You don't.
lady, I interrupted somebody, so
Oh yeah, I'll bounce back to that question in a second. But to your point, Renee, you don't have to download anything, right? The Chrome extension, the Chrome extension is going to only be added to your Chrome browser. So you're not really downloading anything to the computer, right? Once you create your slide deck and then you insert these polls, questions, or these interactives, they're already in your slides. right? So you're just going into your, whether it's PowerPoint, opening up your PowerPoint slides, or whether it's Google Slides, you're opening that up in your classroom. You're not downloading anything in anywhere, any room. You're just logging into your FIT or your Google Drive account, whichever, if you're using your personal or if you're using your FIT account. Then you're going to go into, for example, I like to go through my email, then I go to the 9 little dots, then I go to either, I can go to Slides or I can go to Google Drive. And then from there, I like to go to Google Drive because I save everything on Google Drive. Then I just open up my slides. I search for my slides and I open up in the classroom. So that would be the workflow, right? So here are my slides, and I would open up my slides in the classroom, and then that's it. You're ready, good to go. And then you just click present, and you take it from there. So there's no downloading or installation of any software. Going back to the other question of the URL, so you're referring to the URL to participate in the question or the URL for the poll everywhere?
To participate in the question.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Because I don't know if the QR code takes you there, but it's way too small to.
That's an excellent observation.
Yeah.
When I saw the QR code, I was like, "What is this? This is too tiny." So over here at the top, if you go to pollev.com/Jose Diaz 110. And by the way, they let you customize the URL, assuming the address is available. They'll let you have it. Like there's a lot of Jose Diaz out there. It's like John Smith, right? So I had to have 110 there. But you can always customize this to make it. You can say like the course ID or whatever you want it to be. You can customize the URL. I think if I click on the QR code, I think the QR code will pop up. Yeah, there it is. So there's 3 ways, right? So the students can also scan with their phones if they want to. If they want the QR code, if they scan their phone to this barcode, it will take them also to the website. I'm not a big fan of QR codes, so I don't know if you like using that, but that option is there. If you do choose to have QR codes, you just have to click on, I'll show you where, up here next to the little QR code. If you click on that, then it'll expand the QR code as a full screen.
That's too funny. That's so small. I just thought it was an X, and I was going to put that as Jose Diaz 110X.
Well, I'm glad you didn't. Patricia. That would have been that would have been good. But
talk about small, yeah. Okay.
I know. This, again, and remember we talked about last week also about not being afraid to click on things, and so again, practice with Poll Everywhere before you use it in your classroom. Obviously, you don't want to, you want to learn, you want to know how to use it, right? You don't want to just try for the first time in the classroom and things fail. That could be that might not be a good idea. I hear a question. Let me go back. Yeah. So yeah, Pamela. So yeah, the QR code is a little bit too small, but if you click on it, I'll demonstrate one more time. Pamela. So if you're the instructor and you're telling students are asking you for the QR code, if you click on it over here, then it will expand, and then the students can scan. Even then, if you have a student like 5 rows in the back, they have to go in front of the projector, the screen, and kind of like still a little bit. It's not that easy to use. I think students will prefer to probably go on their phones. Knowing how students are with their smartphones, my guess is they will probably text your name to the number that's given to you, and then they'll join through the smartphone.
Did you tell us how to do this? How do you insert a slide?
Renee, Renee, this is why I love you so much, because that's a great segue to, okay, how do we do this? Renee, that's why Renee's a mole. I planted her in there,
God! Oh my God! Sorry, Jose. Sorry.
No, this is
Aw.
great. So, assuming that you already installed Poll Everywhere onto your either on Google Slides or on PowerPoint, whichever fan you are. If you're the fan of PowerPoint, you would be on PowerPoint and you would see Poll Everywhere. But for this case, I would just use Google Slides.
Where
But
do
if
you
anybody,
find
I
Poll
don't know
Everywhere
what,
on PowerPoint?
right, I don't know what you're talking about either. I don't know what you mean. I've installed it. It's here. I have it on my desktop here, but I don't get what you're talking about.
oh, okay. So like Christina did, right? So Christina, we went to. Let me go back. So we went to the Chrome store, and you can find the Chrome store by you can do a Google search and just go to Chrome store. Right? And so here, right on my first search, I have the Chrome web store, and I will copy that link for you all. Let me copy that, and I'll paste that in for you in the chat, so you can click on this link, right here from the chat area. If you click on that, and it will take you to the Google Chrome store. Now you have to make sure that you are logged in to your browser is the Google Chrome, right? Like if you're using Safari or if you're using Firefox, the Google Chrome store is specific to Chrome, right? And so if you're using Google Chrome, you have to use the Chrome Web Store to go and locate this extension. These are called extensions that you can add to your Chrome browser. Once you're in the store, the Chrome store, then you go to the little magnifying glass, and then you type in there Poll Everywhere. And it should be the first one on the list. It says Poll Everywhere for Google Slides. Okay, everyone's following me? Is it okay? Am I moving too fast?
You are taping this, right?
It is being recorded, yes.
Yeah.
How-
I'm going to need that.
Jose,
Sure,
how
yeah,
do you
no worries.
find Poll Everywhere on PowerPoint?
Right.
Oh,
You
yeah.
separately download it.
It's the same
Yeah.
thing. Everyone's asking the same question, Jose.
Yes. Well, PowerPoint's a little different, right? So let me open up PowerPoint.
Oh.
You wanted PowerPoint, Renee, right? So let me show you.
Hey, I'm with the same question as the other person who just asked. Like,
Sure. No worries. I will open up PowerPoint, although my PowerPoint takes forever to open. But once it's up, I'll show you how to get it in PowerPoint too. Because PowerPoint, again, you have people with different flavors. You have people who like Keynote, people who love Google Slides, people who love PowerPoint. And so I'm going to show you now how to do it in PowerPoint.
But you have to have it downloaded this extension first.
Well, I'm going to show you how to do that right now, Renee. I'm going to show you. So now I'm opening up PowerPoint, right? So for those people who love PowerPoint, this is how you would do it, right? So I'm just going to open up a new presentation, a blank. Actually, I like this one, the red one. Welcome to PowerPoint. Okay, and it's loading. Here we go. Okay, so here we go. So here is my PowerPoint. Here's my PowerPoint.
For PC?
Right. So now, if you're a Mac, it might look a little different. This is on a Mac. On a PC, it might look a little different, but the same rule applies, right? You can still use Poll Everywhere on PowerPoint. Okay. So the same way, right? You have your slides, and then over here you have insert. Where am I getting this? Check for updates. I don't want to do any update. Okay. And so so Poll Everywhere can be added in PowerPoint if you go to Get Add-ins. So similarly, like how we did for Google Slides, we went to the Chrome store, right? Because Google Chrome is under the Google ecosystem. but now we're in PowerPoint, right? So PowerPoint is under Microsoft. So Microsoft has their own store. And so here it is. You go to Get Add-ins. And then you click on Get Add-ins. And then once it looks very similar to what we just did with Google Slides. Here you have the magnifying glass, and here you search for Poll Everywhere. Right? And you type in there Poll Everywhere, and then you click on the magnifying glass. And there's Poll Everywhere, right? You see the same logo, the same name, and the same thing with Google Slides. It says Add, right? And so you want to click on Add, and you click Continue. And now we have access to Poll Everywhere on PowerPoint. Okay, Renee, were you able to?
Yeah, I was listening. Thank you. I didn't try it yet, but I
Oh, okay.
watched you.
Perfect.
Watched you. Thank you.
No worries. So again, this will be recorded, and if you know, I will send out the link with the recording, with the video recording, so you can follow the steps.
And then
So-
you continue launch login window. You continue this business. You just keep going. Launch login window.
Yeah. So this is why I said you want to create an account, right? And with Poll Everywhere. So I'm gonna log in with my FIT account. I click sign in with Google. Here's my FIT because I already have an account with Poll Everywhere.
I see.
Right. And this is where you create your account with Poll Everywhere. And now this is now going to sync all the questions or polls and interactives that you created on Poll Everywhere. It will sync it with your PowerPoint or Google Slides. Right? Now, let me show you real quick how you can create these questions, right? And so now I'm logged into polleverywhere.com. And as you can see, these are my list of questions or interactives that I built for my slides. And I'm logged into Poll Everywhere. These are all they call them my activities. And you can create a folder and organize things. Which is nice because I like to be organized. I create a folder. And so you can just drop in, let's say this is lecture 1, this is lecture 2. So you create a folder, and then you can move these interactives into those folders to be better organized. Okay, any questions about folders or creating the questions? I'm going to show you how to create a question now, actually. Also, real quick, from here, you can access your students' responses, right? So, for example, this question, which tool do you plan on using to build your lecture presentation? I have 19 responses. And if I click on the 3 dots, I can see the responses, right? So let's say after the class, if you want to take a closer look at the responses that were given by students, you can always come back here, go to that question, go to the responses, review the responses, and you can even see the students' names, and then you can connect the name to the question or the response. Okay? All right. So let's create a new activity. And so now I'm using PowerPoint. I guess most people in this workshop prefer PowerPoint, my guess. Notice that the same list of questions that is showing to me right now in PowerPoint is the same list of questions that are on the website. See, these are the same questions. And now I'm on PowerPoint. So I can either choose a pre-existing question from my library of questions, or I can create a new question.
What did you do? You went to Poll Everywhere and you made these questions? Is that what you're saying?
What I'm saying, Renee, is that you can create a question directly on PowerPoint or on Google Slides, or you can go to Poll Everywhere and create these questions ahead of time.
That's what I just was asking. So you could do it either place. Okay, fine. Thank you.
Exactly. Great question. That's another great question. Yes, you can do it in either place. You can do it You can do it on Google Slides, you can do it in PowerPoint, or you can do it at the website of polleverywhere.com. All right? So now I can either choose a pre-existing question. Notice there's an icon next to every question. Each icon represents a different type of activity. And I'll show you the different types of activities now. So I'm going to create a new question by clicking on New Activity, which is that big blue rectangular button at the top right corner here.
Jose, can
Yeah,
I tell you? I think you should show us how to put it into the slide first, because this is confusing now. Now you.
Well, that's what we're doing, Renee. That's what we're doing. We got to create a question so that we can put it in the slide.
Oh, I see. So you're on. So you're telling us we have to be at Poll Everywhere to do this, correct?
You don't have to be in Poll Everywhere. All I was saying was that you can create these questions in 3 different places. You can do them on the Poll Everywhere website. Most likely, you are going to create these questions while you're creating your slides. So most likely, you're going to be in PowerPoint while creating these questions. So right now, I'm in PowerPoint, and I'm looking at my slides, and I'm saying to myself, I want to open up my presentation with a question, right? This is slide number 1. So I'm gonna open up with an icebreaker. So I want to create a new activity. I click on that blue button. Now, here are the types of questions you can ask your students. You can do a multiple choice. You can do a word cloud, very popular way. Is anyone familiar with a word cloud? Christina, do you know?
No, but it seems pretty self-explanatory where you can kind of contribute words, it seems like.
Exactly. And the only other thing, Christina, is that as students choose, in this case, you see the word coffee getting bigger than the rest of the other words. So when the more people that choose the word coffee, the font gets bigger and bigger as more people are choosing this answer. That's a
Oh, so
word.
the words are already displayed there. So you add the words and then they pick what words they.
Well, the students are putting in the words,
Okay.
but if, for example, I say, what's your best drink? And Christina says coffee, and Renee says coffee, and then Patricia says orange juice. Coffee will be a bigger font than the orange juice because Renee and Christina said coffee, so this word gets bigger. So that's a word cloud. It's a great way to get your students to buy in to the lecture.
I like to use the ones that you even find to put before you get into a link. So there's something there instead of just saying rhetoric. There's all kinds of answers to that.
Exactly. Right. And again, going back to the point that it's all inclusive, everyone's participating. Not the same 4 students who always participate. Again, that's a great way to get everyone involved. Then you can do a true and false, again with visuals, right? So as students are voting or submitting their answers, you see the bars going up and down, or you see true going high, right? So these are visuals. You can do open-ended questions. You can do open-ended questions. You can do ranking. This is another nice one. You have a world map, and you can say, okay, students, if you want to say something like, which country is hot now in the tech industry, right, for jobs. And so then, students can vote and, put pins on the map, right? So these are ways to engage your students so that you're not just lecturing the whole time. And that's what we talked about with active learning. Another one, question and answer, self-paced survey. So it's a lot of opportunity here, right? You can play around with a lot of these types of questions. I'm going to go ahead and choose word cloud. I like the word cloud. So let me just demonstrate the word cloud real quick. So I'm going to go in there. I'm going to select word cloud. Okay. And now the next step here is now it's saying, okay, here's your word cloud. We're going to insert it on your first slide, but you need to edit the slide, right? We need to put a question in there. All right, so I'm going to click edit. Okay, so we need to title this, right? So let's say, what would be a good word cloud? What would be a good icebreaker for a word cloud? Let's say, sometimes, let's say
Words to describe Jose Diaz. Activity.
Words to describe Jose Diaz. Thank you, Renee. I was stuck there. Okay, so all right, no
Not
profanity.
Jose Diaz. We're not describe you. Describe his session. His session.
Oh, I thought you wanted to describe me. Okay, well,
Oh
I don't know.
no.
I was gonna say no profanities, Renee. Okay.
That's why I said describe your session. Describe your session.
Okay, words. Okay, one word to describe this workshop. One word to describe. I'm putting myself on the line here. Okay, so Renee, look, here you got some great settings, right? Are you going to allow your students to change their answers, yes or no? Right? If you want to be very strict here and you want to be draconian, you don't say, no, you're going to get one answer and that's it. You can't change it, so you make this off. If you want them to change their answer, you can leave it on. Do you want to limit a response per person? If they only get one opportunity, then you turn it on and you say, okay, one try or two tries. If you don't care that one student can vote 5 or 6 times, then you turn it off. Do you want to make this anonymous, right? Again, because you don't want students, remember, you want the shy students to participate. Maybe they don't want their names to be shown, right? And that will encourage more students to participate. I recommend turning it off, turning on anonymous participation, right? So that this is where you decide, right? If you want to make it anonymous or not, you can turn it on or off. And do you want to restrict participants who are only registered to you? I wouldn't restrict it. So just leave it open. It's okay because you're only giving out the link to your class, right? So no one else will get it. Okay. Do you want to? How do you want your students to connect to this activity? They can either connect on the web or on their phone. I usually turn on both just to give students an opportunity to decide if they want to participate either through the website or through their phone. So I turn these two on, right? And so this for them to participate, they have to go through the text messaging, right? They got to text Jose Diaz 110 to 37607, and then they can participate on this word cloud. Okay, any questions about the setting before we move on? No questions? Okay, that's great. So I'm going to save that. And now this is live. So this question now is live. So if you go, let me go to presenter mode so that you guys can participate if you want to. You can now go to either pollev.com/Jose Diaz 110 or text Jose Diaz 110 to 37607 to join. You will be able to participate in this word cloud. So let me go and play
the
this.
Same one, right? That should be the same. You've got the
Yes.
same. Okay. So if we already did this, I can just text my new answer in now, right?
Correct.
Okay, let's see.
Yes. You should still be in the room, Renee. If you did already participate with the other question, you should be able to jump in. Actually, let me jump in there too. I want to participate also.
All right. So let's see if it happens. Oh yeah, that's me. That's me.
Oh, thank you, Renee.
Oh, it's great. This is great. I love this. Once I try to do it myself, it'll be another case, but that's beside the point.
Well, again, it's practice. It's practicing it. Actually, Renee, I would say to you, the hardest part about doing this is coming up with some really good ways, questions, or ways to get your students engaged. Is usually for me, I find that the hard part. Yeah, this part of just inserting this into your slides is not that difficult at all. For me, well, I mean, I'm speaking for myself.
That's the content. Of course, that's the hardest. Of course.
Right. So right now, if somebody else would choose knowledgeable, that font would get bigger, and it would be a bigger font than incredible or adorable, right? So that's what I was referring to as the font gets bigger and bigger. Look at that, right? So now knowledgeable becomes up there because now I have two students who've used the same term to describe this workshop.
I had a question.
Sure, go
Because
ahead.
I'm like following along with you and doing it on my own with my own PowerPoint. And maybe I didn't choose the proper option, but I'm playing both roles and I'm putting responses in, but it's not coming up live on my PowerPoint.
Oh, my guess, I think that's Christina, right?
Yes.
My guess, Christina, is that you're on PowerPoint or Google Slides?
PowerPoint.
So on PowerPoint, make sure that you click on the present. You have to be presenting.
On PowerPoint? Oh, on PowerPoint.
Yeah. So you make sure you click on present because, when you're in presenter mode, that's when you'll see those answers come in. The responses will come in from there, from presenter mode.
Okay.
So that's a great point, everyone. So make sure, because I know I remember there were some professors when I was taking, back in the days when I was doing my bachelor's or my master's. I remember there were sometimes professors that would open up their PowerPoint slides and they would not go into presenter mode, and they're just, they were in the slide deck mode because I guess they felt more comfortable presenting that way. But for this to work, you have to be in presenter mode, right? You have to be presenting your slides.
And where was it again? Did you say in PowerPoint to add on? I don't see any add on. It's insert. Did you say insert?
Yes, that's a great question. Insert, right? So you go to insert.
Yeah.
And then you see get add-ins.
Maybe I have a version. I don't see it get on add-ins.
And then you will go in there and then type poll everywhere, and that will add the poll everywhere extension to your PowerPoint.
Maybe I have an old version because I don't have it. I don't see.
I'll be happy, Renee, to sit with you one-on-one, and I'll help you get poll everywhere on your PowerPoint slide.
Okay.
So now let's say the class is over. As you're a teacher, you get the adrenaline rush, and you can't remember anything that happened during your session, because you get that kick of adrenaline, and that's flowing through your blood. You can't even remember some of these questions. So you're asking yourself, oh, I want to go back and look at my responses because I can't remember. It was a long session. Maybe you taught for 2 hours. So if you want to go back and check your responses, you can go to the website, polleverywhere.com. Remember, that's where we were. And you can go, actually, I have it open already here. Right, so here, let me just refresh because we did add some responses. So I go into my activities. This is my list of all the activities. And there it is, one word to describe this workshop, right? And so now I had 5 responses, but my adrenaline was kicking, and I can't remember what people were saying, and I want to go back and just refresh my memory. I click on the 3 little dots, see responses, and look at that. Look at this. So now I can see eye-opening, and I can tell that Pam accessed the poll everywhere through the website. I can see right there. It's telling me that she accessed the activity through the website, and it gives me a timestamp. It tells me the date and the time. Then I see this is a private number, so this is probably Renee. Right? So I have Renee over here, probably, I don't know, knowledgeable, right? And she did it through text, so that's her phone. And then I get the timestamp. And so this is how you would get to see your responses, right? And if, let's say, you want to reset.
So, as so often people love to be anonymous, they can be anonymous on this or not?
Well, so the anonymous applies only to what is shown on the screen, right? So,
but not to you saw the people's actual responses. The person.
Right, the teacher gets to see. Yes, correct. That's
okay.
a great question, Patricia. Yeah, so the teacher is able to see, and it's a, you know,
It's great. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. So if it comes to you want to let's say you want to reuse these activities again, you can always go back here and reset, right? You can reset or delete or edit. You can all do that from here. So you can reset the responses, you can change the question or the question type, and you can always do that from here. Or you can also do it from PowerPoint. So this is the point I was trying to say, that you can do it from either way. You can do it from your actual slides, or you can also do it from the website. Most likely, you're going to do it from the slide because you're working on the slides, right? And so as you're going through your slides, you might say, this is a great place to do a muddiest point. And a muddiest point is basically, you ask the students a question: was there anything that you did not understand about chapter 5 before we move on to chapter 6? That is a perfect muddiest point question, asking your student, you know, and keeping it anonymous, because again, students will not participate, and they don't want to sound dumb, or they don't want to sound like they're not knowledgeable, and so they might not ever ask you that they don't understand something, and you move on, and then you got a bunch of half the class that probably doesn't understand because they're afraid to say that they didn't understand something. And those are the muddiest points. And so using a system like this will allow you to get more feedback, anonymous feedback from your students before you move on to a new topic. And then therefore you can cover more of those muddiest points. Any questions on that? Okay. All right. So as you can see, we did it on PowerPoint, and we also did it on Google Slides. Let me bounce back on Google Slides so I can show you. The same applies in Google Slide. So in Google Slide, you will find the slide. Let's say I want to put a Google slide, an interactive slide after our video of our professor here that we talked about. You know, this is from Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and you know, this is a professor who was struggling in his class because he was lecturing the whole time, and there was no active learning. And so with Google Slides, the same thing, very similar to PowerPoint. You do you do poll everywhere. You click new activity, and then the same thing. You can either choose a pre-existing question, or you can click on a new activity. I feel that the Google Slide has more options than the PowerPoint, because as you can see, look at this, they have a lot more, I think. They even broken it into small discussions, large gatherings, interesting visuals, and icebreakers. So to me, it looks like the Google Slide version of Poll Everywhere has more options. I don't know why, but that's what it looks like to me. But so here you would choose, let's say, you know, you can choose, let's say, a simple true and false, a multiple choice question, right? So let's choose a multiple choice. Same thing like we did before. You click on edit. You type in your question. Is it raining outside? I'm horrible with these questions. This is why I get stuck more on the coming up with good assessments, good way to assess the students than using the technology. So here you can say, yes, it's raining. You know, and then these are the possible answers. No, maybe, I don't know, and none of the above. And then so here, then you would choose the correct answer is yes, right? And then again, you go through the settings. Again, you can choose allow students to change their answer, yes or no, limit the response. And again, the same settings all apply, the same again. And then you click save. Actually, they also have options, more options, and you can reorder the options. So there's a lot of more settings here, but I'm moving a little bit quicker now because I'm running out of time. So I'm going to go ahead and click save. Once you create the question, the second step is to insert. You have to don't forget to hit insert, because just creating the question doesn't add it to your slide. You just create a question, but you still have to click on insert the slide. So I'm going to go ahead and click insert. And then the question will show up here. Is it raining outside? And don't forget the last step, you have to be in presenter mode. So then for Google Slide, you have to click present. Similar, same thing with PowerPoint, same idea. Click on present. And now it's activated. So now this poll is activated. And now anybody who jumps in on this question can participate and choose an answer, whether it's A, B, or C, D, and E. Okay? Everybody got it? Nope, there we go. Someone participated. I ran out of time. I really wanted to cover creating videos, interactive videos, and I ran out of time. So if you're interested in interactive videos, I will cover that on Thursday's workshop on how to create videos that have questions, just like this, how you have PowerPoint slides and you sprinkle in interactives to promote active learning. Same applies with videos. I'm going to show you how, if you have a video, how you can add interactives. So it's just not just lecturing the whole time. Students can actually participate with polls and questions, multiple choice, just like how we did today with the slides. All right. Any questions before we close?
That was great.
Hi, is it the same time, the workshop on Thursday?
Thursday is, let me check.
Oh,
Thursday,
sorry.
Thursday. Oh, sorry. Actually, it's Friday. Look at that. It's Friday at noon. Yes. So
Okay.
Friday at noon. On Thursday, here's a plug. Thursday, we have faculty show and tell. And that's on digital storytelling. Highly recommend. It's going to be a great workshop. We're going to have 3 people show up, 3 faculty from FIT, Mario Valero, Nancy Eder, and Martin Felix. And they're all going to talk about how they use storytelling, digital storytelling in their class, where they get their students to actually create their own video presentations or mini documentaries instead of writing an essay, and much more creative process where students don't really focus on the technology part. They really are focused on the subject matter and creating a video that tells their story. So that's at 12:30 to 2, and then on Friday I will do the second half, which I ran out of time today, on how to create interactive videos using Edpuzzle, I think it is, or PlayPosit. I'll probably use both, Edpuzzle and PlayPosit. Yeah. Okay, I'll stop presenting there. I hope this was informative. Again, feel free to email me if you have any questions.
I do, Jose.
Or you do, Renee? Okay, Renee, I would love to meet with you one-on-one so I can show you how to get
onto PowerPoint. I must not have the right version or something.
Yeah, I'll be happy to help you get Poll Everywhere installed on your PowerPoint, and then I'll show you how then you can then use Poll Everywhere to then create interactive slides.
I'm good with that. I just can't get it on the PowerPoint, so I don't want to hold it. So.
Okay, yeah, no worries, no worries. I will shoot you an email and then we can get together.
Okay, that's good.
Pamela and Christina, thank you both for participating. I really appreciate your input. And again, feel free to, if you do need a one-on-one, or if you want, if you have any questions, my email address is Jose_. Actually, let me put it here real quick on the chat. If you need any help, Jose_Diaz1 at fitnyc.edu. because we're not just about here, do this, and then leave you dry, not supporting you. So any questions, feel free to shoot them my way, and I'll be happy to sit down with you one-on-one if needed, and then I will help you. All right. Take care, everyone. And yes.
Set up a time with me or no?
Oh, Renee, is Thursday or Friday good for you?
Thursday is good. Thursday's good. Thursday.
You want to do Friday?
Either one. What's good for you?
Okay. You want to do? Let's do Thursday 3:30. Is that okay?
Thursday at 3:30. Thursday at 3. I know you have other things always. Yeah, I guess so. Well, what do you have Friday? Do you have anything on Friday?
Oh, Friday I have 3.
3 o'clock?
Yeah.
3 o'clock's good. Let's do Friday at 3. Yes?
Let's do it.
Friday.
Perfect.
Thank you, because I'm going to use this right away. I'm going to totally use this. I love it. I just don't see it on my silly Chrome. It doesn't. I mean, my PowerPoint. It doesn't seem like it's there.
Oh, no worries. No worries.
Yeah.
I will. I'll get you on board. No worries about that.
You think we'll be able to do it? Okay, that's awesome.
I just sent you the invite, and I'll see you Friday at 3. Okay, Renee?
Okay, my dear. Thank you. That was awesome.
Thank you for coming.
Of course.
All right. Take care.
Bye, dear. Thank you.
Bye-bye.